The next tree for today is my other Ficus religiosa, my large one. So these are the only two Ficus religiosa I have. I gave away my medium-sized ones. I just had to cut my collection down. I had tropical plant room was just too full, so I kept the big one and the little one. So I did a major reset on this tree. I got a lot of branch dieback. It had quite a nice crown at one time, and then branches just started dying back, and yeah, it just didn't do well. So I put it in a larger pot, which I think helped it. Quite a bit bigger pot. This is one of Sophie's pots, and it's doing really well. It looks good and healthy. It did quite well this summer, and you can see, you know, you get very coarse growth and large leaves, but you know, it can develop into quite a nice tree. Usually the specimens of Ficus religiosa are really large, like you need a ladder to prune them. They're so big, and they look really good at that size. But I can't do that, not in Canada. I have to move these trees inside during the winter and outside during the summer, so growing them large is not an option here. So I think today I'm going to do some pruning on the tree. I think it's growing nice and healthy. Some of these shoots are getting really long, so I'll prune it back before it comes in for the winter. And this one's been outside. It hasn't been in the greenhouse here, and it's doing quite well, even though we've gotten some pretty cool temperatures down to, I think we got down to about 9 degrees Celsius, just below 50 degrees Fahrenheit as the lowest so far. So I'll keep it outside as long as I can, and then it may have to come into the greenhouse, but I'll try and grow it for another month in the kind of natural light out here. So it should recover from today's pruning before it goes inside for the winter. I'm ready to begin the pruning. So I'm going to prune using directional pruning, trying to get some nice shaped branches. So I think I'll begin with this branch. It's kind of quite horizontal. I'll clean up this stub from the last time I pruned it. And I think I want to continue this kind of cascading. So I have a leaf on the bottom here, one here. I think I probably should go right back. It'll give taper and movement to this branch. My other option is let that branch go more and prune it later on, trying to thicken it up. Yeah, that's a difficult decision. Just dropping a little sap from that cut. Well, I think I'll just take the tip off. I've got kind of a leaves fanning out here. I'll just take the tip off. We'll kind of compromise between not pruning it and pruning it. I'll also take off this leaf that's pointing straight up, kind of giving these leaves more light. It's got one branch pruned up. The next branch, I have one here. There's another stub I can clean up. And this one is starting to shoot vertically, so I'll take it off to this horizontal branch here. And then I have this branch. It's kind of growing back towards the center of the tree. It's not really flowing outwards. I do need something going up the middle to fill out the canopy. I'm going to take this stub off here. Yeah, there is a bud here. I think I better prune it back to that. So here I go. That should develop into a nice branch. This part of the branch here died off, I think. There's a bud there, but I think it's dried up. Yes, it is. So I can prune that away. Yeah, it was dead. So kind of a funny looking branch, but then on this upright section, I guess this will probably be my main leader of the tree. I can prune it back. I've got an outward facing leaf here. If I prune back to there, I would only get one division. I might get another branch coming off here. I could prune a little higher. I think I will. I'll keep it a little taller. Doesn't hurt to thicken that up. And I'll take off this leaf on the inside here. And I'm going to take this leaf off. It's growing over top of this branch. Just to thin that out a bit. And then I have another vertical one here, which is fine having, a division here. But I don't want it so tall. I'll clean up the stub here. And on this branch, if this is kind of the front of my tree, I've got a little leaf here, and I think I better take it back quite far. It's getting very tall. That could become the central leader though, if I got rid of this branch. The kind of two branches growing parallel, which isn't quite so nice. I do kind of like the flow line going up to this branch. This one's a little, it would be behind this branch. I think it doesn't make sense. I could prune it right away. That might be the best thing. It's kind of growing across this back branch. I think I'll take that right out. I don't need the two competing leaders, so here I go. I'm going to take it right off. It's gone. That'll reduce the height of the tree a bit too. And I've got a branch back here. Just take a stub off, and I want it to fan outwards, so I've got a leaf here and not much else on the outside. I better keep a few more leaves on it, so I'll prune it here. If I pruned it back to that one leaf, it may get weak and die off. All the vigor might go in this back branch. So this back branch is getting very long. You can see from this view how long it's getting. So that needs to be pruned back. I'll clean up my stub here. I've got a new bud here forming on it, which is nice. So I think I'll take it off to here. I've got this leaf pointing downwards and one fanning out here. So I'll take the tip off. And then this branch, I've got a stub. Clean that up. And I think I want an outward facing leaf. I've got two facing outwards here, so I'll just take off the tip like that. A pretty light pruning for the tree. Now, I have a new branch forming here, and I think I'll keep that. Yeah, I think I'll keep it, and I have a few at the base of the tree. Let me show you those. Yeah, so down here I have like this new branch here, which I think is in a good spot. This one's not in a bad spot. And I always kept the trunk line clean before, but I'm thinking maybe it wouldn't hurt to have some kind of secondary trunks, maybe. I don't know. I definitely don't want this one growing out the front, so I'll take that off. So this one can come off. And then I've got to decide about this one. Do I want a branch growing up there? Probably not. If it was growing up off of here, maybe. I don't think I want one down low like that, so I'm going to take it off. It's gone. And I think that's it for the pruning. I think all the deadwood's cleaned out. My stubs are cleaned up. So let's take a final look at the tree. Here is a look at the tree now, so I will rotate it around. So somewhere around here I think is the front. So I'm coming around to the right hand side. To the back. There's quite a few scars here. To the left hand side, there's a big scar here. after I removed this branch, a lot of this section kind of died back. And back somewhere to the front here. Yeah, so the reset was successful, but it has a long way before this tree will look beautiful once again. It did look quite good at one time, but then I got all that die back and it just, yeah, it was kind of heartbreaking, but it happened. So I think this one also needs some water and fertilizer before it goes back on the bench outside, so I'll do that next. Okay, here I go. And this also waters really nicely. It's definitely not pot bound. But I can see maybe, next summer it will need repotting and I can do some more root work. But I think it's all good for now. Okay, back on the bench it goes. The next tree for today is Ficus Fancy. This is one of the Ficus Sisters, two trees that were almost identical when I got them as small trees. And I've grown this one with all kinds of multiple branches. And the other one is called Plane because it has just kind of one single trunk with no aerial roots. So this is all one tree. These are just aerial roots that have thickened up. So it kind of looks like a fusion tree, but it's not. And I put this in the Toronto show in spring. The leaves were just starting to come out. And it grew quite nicely this summer. I've been pruning the tips back, kind of keeping the shape of the tree. So I may put this in the KW fall show. And I don't think I have to do anything to it today. I think all is looking good on it. It didn't grow really super vigorously this summer, and that's because I think it's pot bound. It's been in this pot, I think, for a couple of years at least. And yeah, I think it needs repotting. And I'm going to repot it into one of those fancy old Chinese pots, probably the blue one with the dragonfly on it. I think it'll look quite nice in that. So yeah, that's how it's looking today. It's doing quite well. There's lots more structure that'll be sorted out on it in the future. I'm starting to get some of these branches more horizontal, and I'll start to get a bit of separation in the branches eventually. Yeah, it's a work in progress, and I think it's coming along quite nicely. Here's a close-up look at the tree. So here's the canopy. It's filling out quite nicely. I like the shape of the canopy. It just needs, more work as it grows. You always choose your better branches, trying to get better branch direction. The trunk is coming along quite nicely. It's got lots of interest. You can see the roots spreading out. So I can expose maybe a little more of the root base too when I repot it. It's still getting more aerial roots, which they'll also thicken up and fuse with the trunk eventually. And lots of upright branches. Yeah, an interesting tree, I think. And it's kind of a very natural style, I think, too. Here is the counterpart to Ficus Fancy, Ficus Plane. So you can see the single trunk dividing up here and then more division up top. No aerial roots. And it's coming along. It didn't grow really vigorously this summer because it's also quite pot bound and it's in a very shallow pot, and ficus do not really like these shallow pots. So it will also get repotted probably next year into a larger, deeper pot. So today I can do some pruning on this tree. It's kind of grown all summer, and I can prune it back, getting its shape more in check. My goal for this tree was to get a very kind of shallow umbrella canopy on it, kind of reminiscent of the tree in Avatar, the home tree, kind of a broad, flat canopy. So I'm still going to try and achieve that style. So I'll begin pruning. I've got a branch going to the inside here. I'm going to take that away totally. That one can go. And I'll get my close-up glasses on. I've got a branch that I pruned here and it died back, so I'll prune that away. It's living, it has this branch coming off of it, but the top of it died back. Like that. And then here I've got a stub I can clean up. And then I want to keep these branches fairly flat, so I've got a leaf on the bottom here I can prune back to. And on this branch I have a couple of leaves on the bottom, so I can prune back to those. This branch reaching up, I've got a dead section here I can prune back. And then I'll prune to an outward facing leaf here. And the other part of it, I'll prune to here, taking the tip off. This lower branch, I'll take off this older leaf here, and I will just tip prune it to a downward facing leaf. That helps flatten that branch out a bit. There's a new branch in here that's crossing everything. I'll take that out. It doesn't flow at all. I want this tree to flow nicely, to have, very graceful branches. I try and do that with all my ficus. So this is kind of my central trunk line, and I've got a branch here that's growing towards the inside. I'll take that right out. I've got a new branch growing out the front from the base of these branches. I don't need another branch there, so I'll remove that. And there's one crossing going to the inside here. I can take that right off. And then on this lowest branch, I will prune to a downwards facing leaf. I've got several choices here, so I think I'll just take the tip off. And on this part of it, again, I have two good leaves here, so I'll take the tip off. And then I have a branch coming out here. I'll just I'll just leave it. It's not that developed. I'll just kind of reduce the number of leaves, taking some of the older leaves off. This is an older leaf. Like that, that cleans that up. This branch, it's crossing the trunk line, but it's kind of fanning out, so I'll prune it to this leaf facing forward. This one's fine. I'll just tip prune it. This one, it's also looking good. I'll just tip prune it. Here I've got 3 branches growing from one spot, so I need to select my best branches, and I kind of like this one coming forward, so I'll just tip prune that one. And the vertical one, I'll prune it to this leaf fanning outwards here, and I'll take off the one going to the inside back here, cleaning that branch up. There's some older leaves I can take out here, like that. I've got a stub in here I can prune back, a dead stub. And then I've got a vertical branch coming straight up here. I'll take that right off. Doesn't flow very nicely. This one coming off here is quite nice, but it's getting quite tall, and I've got a leaf fanning out here, so I'll take the top off it, compacting that branch. This one, I've got a stub here, and I've got a downward facing leaf here. I take it off to there, and there's one growing in towards the center of the tree. I'll remove that one. And I have a vertical one coming off here I can take out, like that. This branch, I'll take the tip off, and this one I will also take the tip off. And I've got a stub here I can clean up. I've just got that branch cleaned up. I drained the battery on the camera, so I might have missed a bit of pruning, but hopefully not too much. There's one growing straight up here I'm going to remove. Like that. This one, it grows straight up, it doesn't flow out, and I have some branches that flow outwards here, so I'm going to take that off. This one can be pruned back to some outwards facing leaves. And there's one growing on the inside here that I better take off completely. Like that. This one is kind of crossing in top of this branch. I better remove it. It'll be a future problem. So I think this outer branch is pruned up. I'll have a look at the structure once I'm done this pruning and just see if there's any kind of trunks I need to remove or major branches. There's one growing on the inside here, right against this branch. I'll take that one out. This one's not great. I'm going to remove it. And I've kind of got a double branch, one growing here and one's directly above it. I'll take the one off on the inside here, a little shoot that's new. And I got to decide about this area. I think I can grow this one out as a horizontal branch and this one is a little more upright, so I'll keep it. There's an old leaf I can remove here. Now that kind of leaves my center part here. So I'm looking from the front of the tree. There's an old leaf I can take out here and another one here. I'll tip prune this one. Stub here. Getting a little tall here. Still got two branches there that don't kind of run parallel. I think I'm going to take off this one out the front, keeping the more upright one, and then see what develops there. This one could be taken back to this leaf fanning outwards. Now, the structure in the middle, I've got a vertical one I can remove here. I've got a new shoot at the base of this branch, which is kind of growing straight into my other branches. I don't think I want that one. It's a new branch. And up top, this is looking good. I'll prune it just the tip back. And this is getting very tall here. And I don't think I need it at all, so I'm going to take it right off. This one can be tip pruned. This one's looking good. I can tip prune that one. There's an old leaf I can take off here. An old leaf here. That'll help get light down into that branch structure. With an old leaf here. This one, I've got a leaf here I can remove. And I won't tip prune that one, it's okay. This one, I think that's okay. I'll take this tip back here, and this one also, and I'm going to go back to here. This branch, I can tip prune it. Okay, I think I better step back and have a look at the structure. Oh, there's another branch here I can prune back. Just tip prune it. Yeah, I think that's got all the branches. Let me step back and have a look at the structure now. Here is a look at Ficus Plane from the distance. So it's looking much more flowing, the branch structure. I wouldn't say it's absolutely beautiful and graceful yet, but I think it'll slowly get there. I think there's a branch here that's kind of crossing another branch. I'm going to redirect it by pruning it off shorter to a leaf facing out the front. That helps a bit in that area. Yeah, I think all is looking good. Maybe I could reduce this one a bit more. It's a little tall. I'm going to take the tip off here. And I don't like taking any more off here. I better not. That'll have to be as short as it gets. Yeah, I think everything's in check. Yeah, so I'll just keep repeating this process, letting it grow and then pruning it for a nice flowing structure. Yeah, and try and create a really nice, graceful, beautiful tree out of it. I do like the kind of triple trunk style, and I think as those trunks mature and kind of blend in with the base, I think it'll look quite nice in the future. It'll be a fairly large tree, but I think it'll look nice and graceful. So that is Ficus Plane, all pruned up, ready to go back outside on the bench. Here's what I took off Ficus Plane today. A lot of whippy branches. Yeah, not too much. I would say maybe a third of the foliage came off. I still have lots of ficus to work on and to show you, so I will continue Ficus Friday next Friday for kind of part 2. And that's all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.